And we're back with the pack mates, and we're going to be rating the black uncommons and commons. We're starting off with Annihilating Glare. For 1 black, you get a sorcery. As an additional cost to casting this spell, you may pay 4. Or you can sacrifice an artifact or creature, and you get to destroy target creature or planeswalker. This is pretty decent removal, and unfortunately it's a sorcery, which kind of dings it a little bit. I'll give it a 6.
Yep, I'm at a 6 with it.
I'm at a 7. I think being able to sacrifice an artifact is kind of good. I might be a little like gaslit from Brothers War, but
yeah.
I mean, all those little 1/1 tokens that we haven't got to yet are artifacts.
Yeah.
Good.
Little mites.
But they're also creatures, so irrelevant, I guess. All right, next up we have Anoint with Affliction. This is a colorless and a black for an instant. You can exile target creature if its mana value is 3 or less. But with Corrupted, you can exile target creature. So if its opponent has 3 or more poison counters, it's 2 mana, exile target creature. This is super premium removal. It's 7 virgin on 8.
Yeah, I have it at 7.
I got a 7.
Next up we have Blight Belly Rat. 1 and a black for a 2/2 rat. With Toxic 1. Whenever it dies, proliferate. I like this guy. I like his name. I love everything about him. I give this card like a 6. It's probably like a 5, but I do love it.
Yeah, I'm at like a 5, maybe 4. But this guy's all right. He's going to be connective tissue.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yep.
The die triggers are always worse, but yeah.
Yep. But still a solid 2-drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gosh, this guy looks like a rat. Bone Picker Scourge. For a 2/2, you get it's cost 3, 2 colorless, and a black. It's a creature, Phyrexian Imp. It has flying, and it has Corrupted. As long as an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, Bone Picker Scourge has Death Touch and Lifelink. Depending on, even if you trip that, I don't know, this guy's definitely like a 5.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's worth going out of your way for. And I think he's kind of cluttering up your decks that you want Corrupted because he doesn't really give you a super good payoff for getting Corrupted. He doesn't get you too Corrupted. So I think he's kind of a trap. I'm at a 4.
I have him at 4 too. I love it.
I probably should go to a 4 on that. I'm a little high on that guy. Let's go 4.
Next up, we have Cruel Grimnarch. This is 5 colorless and a black for Phyrexian Cleric. Bringing back the Clerics. 5/5 Death Toucher. When there's the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you gain 4 life. 5/5 Death Touchers. I really like that last one. But I think this guy's just a solid 5.
Yeah, I have him at 5 too.
So you get to discard a card with this guy and just have a good beater on the field. It's pretty nice. 5.
Yeah. So much better than Crackling Fiend, right? Like,
oh yeah, like it's absurd.
Man.
That was my first thought. I was like, oh my god. This would be the best common in Dominaria United. Or remastered, whatever.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be better than Spirit Gorger, whatever that stupid ass card was called.
Spirit
next up we have Cutthroat Centurion, which is 2 and a black for a 2/2. Artifact creature, Phyrexian Warrior, sacrifice another artifact or creature. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. A free sack outlet. But I'm not super high. It's just a 2/2. Yeah, I have this at 5. It could be higher though, if the Rakdos sack deck's a real thing.
Yeah, I have it at a 4 outside of the Rakdos deck. If the sacrifice is a real thing, then it probably goes to that 6 territory because free sack outlets in those decks are always good.
I have it at 6. I mean, it's a little understated for a 3-drop, but it's like a Root Walla where it just gets into and you can't really swing into it effectively. So
just activating once per turn really limits that guy.
It's a buzzkill. That is a buzzkill.
Yeah.
The fact that you can sacrifice artifacts too kind of maybe makes up for it. We'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, brand new card, Duress. Haven't seen this one before. It's a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand, and you get to choose a non-creature, non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. This is a 1.
How much does that card cost? That duress.
Oh, 1 black.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Yeah. I'll give it a 2, but
I have it
same
at
thing.
2. You should never be embarrassed for losing
Yeah.
to duress. Yeah.
Right.
You bring him on the
I mean,
sideboard.
not zero embarrassed, but you bring it
Yeah.
in.
No, you like it's right to bring this in. Like this
Yeah.
isn't the end
You
of the
never
world.
mainboard it though, right?
Yeah, you do sometimes.
And
like
yeah.
we're getting to get in the weeds, but like Strixhaven, right? Like yeah, some sets you do.
Yeah. You're not happy about it, I don't think, unless it's a rare occasion.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Fleshless Gladiator. This is colorless and a black for a Phyrexian Skeleton 2/2. And as corrupted, you can pay 3, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You lose 1 life, activate only if an opponent has 3 or more poison counters. Usually these cost 3 just to come back to your hand, so 3 to go straight to the battlefield is really good. I am kind of big on this card. I'm high on it. I'm going to start off with it conservatively at a 5, but I do really like it.
I have this card at 4. These cards are always bad. And like, you know, you said like you had to have good payoffs for your corrupted deck. This is like not a good payoff for it.
This
Like,
is
it's
more
just
like
cluttering up your deck, playing random 2/2s that come back for 3 mana.
this is like not really for the corrupted deck as much as it is like the Rakdos deck with like incidental poison, right?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
crazy about it. I'll
I think
start
if
off
you're any
on
deck with incidental poison, this guy kind of gets up on the scale there. You know, normally you get these guys that are like 1/1s or 2/1s. And so it's kind of cool to have an extra toughness on this guy.
A lot of times they go to your hand too and not straight to the battlefield.
Yeah.
Like we can all agree like reassembling Skeleton.
You have to
was pretty
work
good.
for it pretty hard.
Yeah, you
though.
don't have to work for it. This isn't too bad. I mean, incidentally, you'll have it, but unto itself without the corrupted. I mean, this is just like a grizzly bear, so it's like probably a 4.
Yep. Next up, we have Gulping Scrap Trap, which is 4 and a black for a 4/4 Phyrexian Horror. Whenever it enters the battlefield or dies, proliferate. Yeah, that seems good. I have this on like a 6. Double
got it.
proliferate.
Yeah.
Sick.
Possible double proliferate. That's not bad. I have it at a 5. I mean, it's a little under. I feel like it just could have that 5/4 or something, or 5/3, make it a little easier to die.
Yep,
Do you
I'm at a
remember
5 with it.
Bloomhulk?
Yeah, that
It's
was
like
a 4/4 for 4, right?
Yeah, but it
this-
didn't deal when it dies.
Yeah, but
I feel like
Bloomhawk
this is
never
worse,
died.
right?
Yeah, Bloomhawk never died because it just ended games, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was also a 4/4 for 4.
It was
Yeah.
completely different. So
Yeah.
yeah, fair comparison.
But yeah, that's what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh, a more expensive Bloomhawk.
Yeah. Infectious Inquiry. 2 colorless and a black for a sorcery. You draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. That's pretty decent. I think with poison matters, and this is 5. I wouldn't be ashamed to play this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a 4 with it. These lose 2 life cards are always kind of borderline getting cut a lot. So rare sets.
Yeah, I
get
have it
good.
at 5. I like it.
Yeah.
Seems okay.
Next up, we have Offer Immortality. This is a colorless and a black for an instant. Target creature gains Death Touch and indestructible until end of turn. This is just mid. I have it at 4.
I have it at 5. It's like a playable combat trick in some situations. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna rate it too high.
Oh no, I'll give it a 5.
5.
I think it's
Okay.
great. Yeah, I think it's good. You're gonna want to have it in those decks where you need combat tricks, and this is a good one.
Mhm.
Pestilent Siphoner. It's a 1/1 flyer for 1 colorless and a black. It's a Phyrexian insect creature. It has toxic 1 flying. This is a 4.
Why? Why, Andrew?
I just don't know. I just because I feel it, Roby. Because I feel it being a 4.
In your heart. Okay.
I feel
That's
it.
acceptable.
So right now,
Yeah.
my belief system is that getting the first poison counter on is like the hardest thing to do. Right?
Yeah.
And
I
they can
think
like proliferate, right?
Yeah,
And this guy's pretty good at getting the first poison, right?
I think so. And I think that the mana spell actually that we had earlier, the draw 2, lose 2.
Yeah,
get a
that's like
first
even
spell,
better.
That's
low-key.
way better. You don't even have to
Is it?
worry about. Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah! They just get it. You don't have to worry about
It's like the
connecting with the
same
creature.
kind of.
Yeah,
I don't
It's
know.
probably even better. You don't have to worry about
This
Them-
is repeated, but I don't know. I have
Yeah.
it at 5, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, I have it at
Ryan.
5.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it will be playable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
cool.
personally I think it's gonna be better than the lose 2, draw 2 because that doesn't really develop your board. It can't block for you. It's dead in your hand later. But
I think you want them in 2 different decks too, though.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's next up. We have Sholdred's Head Cleaver. This is 3 colors and a black for a Phyrexian Warrior. It's a 2/4 menace with Toxic 2. 2/4 menace is not really what the stat line you want. Toxic 2 is real. That's 66% of the way to corrupt it if it hits once, but it does cost 4. I feel like you'd have to support this with combat tricks for it to be good, though, so I'm gonna give it a 4.
I have it at like a 3. I don't like it.
You think a head cleaver would have more power, right? Like
Yeah.
the guy's got to cleave a head. You got to have more power. Anyways, it's a 4. Flavor wise, 0.
Yeah.
It hits your
Next up,
opponent
yeah.
for a 5th of their life and poison count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not a 5th. Yeah,
Cost
yeah.
infinity mana. Next up, we have Stinging Hive Master, which is 3 mana for a 3/2 Phyrexian Warlock with Toxic 1. Whenever it dies, create a 1/1 Phyrexian Might artifact creature with Toxic 1, and this creature can't block.
Yeah.
It's cute. I love it. It's like a 5.5.
It's a cute
but
5 for me as well.
We've
Yep.
had this before. Yeah,
It's always
the
5.
Sapperling guy.
Yeah, but those could
That's real
block.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that costs 4 mana too. This is even better.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I like these guys.
Solid.
Testament Bearer. 4/1 for 3 colorless and a black. You get a Phyrexian warrior creature. When Testament Bearer dies, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. This is a really bad organ hoarder. This is like a 4.
I know Roby's about to go off his rocker, but the stat line is just terrible. The stat line is just atrocious. It doesn't fly. It's not a 3/2 flyer. It's not an organ hoarder. It might be a 5, but I'm with you at 4 for now.
I have it at like 7. I think I put 8 because I didn't realize it was a die trigger. But yeah, I have it at 7. It's better than premium removal.
Better
than
than
4/1.
Oh,
Trades with literally everything. That's
Even
it.
1/1s. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't send it into 1/1s, bro.
Yeah, you have to block with
Were
it.
you ever really attacking with your organ hoarders? If you were, you were doing it wrong. You just
They already got you.
I gotta
Yeah,
win
you
the
just
game
trade.
Like this is Talus Lickout, but way worse.
someday.
This is
No,
more
Talus Lookout
Lookout.
was just 2. Talus Lookout was just 2.
It was
They
a
didn't go
3/2.
in. It 2 cards.
Yeah,
You
but it
look
was a
at 2
3/2
cards.
flyer.
Yeah. This is better.
It's
4/1.
not better than Talus Lookout.
All right.
Next up, we have Vraska's Fall. This is 2 colorless and a black for an instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison counter. I'm not super high on this. I have it at a 5.
Yeah, I have a set of 4. You're gonna cut this more than you're actually gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have this at a 4. I mean, there's just too many death triggers now.
The poison counter seems real, but
Yeah.
If it ever gets too disrespected, it could be really good in bunches,
yeah,
right?
I agree with that. I do
Oh
agree
yeah,
with that,
absolutely. Yeah. Whisper of the Dross. 1 black for an instant. Target creature gets -1/-1, and then you proliferate, blowing out all those X1s. All right, I like it. Oh man, that flavor text is really good too. Live or die, you serve the still things now. Yep. All right. Well, that's a 4, 5, 5.
I have it at 7. Wins your combat and proliferates for 1.
You have it at 7? Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
A 7? That's
Yeah.
high, but I have it at 6, so I'm in the middle.
maybe 6. Maybe 6.
I'm at 6. It's
This
not
ain't no
premium
paper
removal, but it's damn near close to it, right?
Like it does enough stuff.
It's like as good as a shock, right? Like it's at least as good
It's
as
better.
A shock.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's cute. I love it. I like the art.
Like proliferate
slaps.
for 1 Instant Proliferate for 1 was like playable in other Proliferate sets.
Yeah, you heard it here, guys. It slaps. It's good. Unless you're Andrew. It's just a 4.
I'm ready to fly. Go to my deck. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think we got out of order. So
I think
Where's
it's
this
my
start?
turn, right?
yeah,
Or-
sure.
Did I
Yeah.
just jump you? Sorry.
Oops. Next up, we have Ambulatory Edifice, which is 2 and a black for a 3/2 artifact creature for Phyrexian construct. When it ETBs, you may pay 2 life. When you do, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Mega cute. Love it. Give it like a 6.
Oh, I'd give it a 6 as well. That's really good.
Yep,
Mhm.
solid.
Bileless Skull Dweller. It's a 1/1 for 1 black Phyrexian creature insect with Death Touch and Toxic 1. You know, these Death Touch guys have been getting a lot better. I mean, they're just so cheap and they're always making decks on I'm playing most of the time. I think it's 5.
Again, I'm in the camp where the first toxic counter is the most important one.
Mhm.
This is almost guaranteed 1 toxic counter,
Mhm.
and it trades. So I'm at 6.
Yeah, I'm like right in the middle of that. I think I'm going to start at 5, but I agree.
Next up, we have Chittering Skitterling. Two
Sick name.
colorless and a
Sick
red
name.
for a
Mhm.
1/4 Phyrexian rat. Sick name for sick card. Because if you're corrupted, your opponent's corrupted, you can sack an artifact or creature and draw a card. Activate only once each turn, though. So your opponent has to have 3 or more poison counters, and you can only activate it once each turn. Costless sack, draw a card at instant speed is absurd. This card's really good. It's worth building around. This is what you want in your corrupted deck. I'm at 7.
I'm at 7 too. This is like, what's the dwarf? What's the 1/4 dwarf that does this? But it makes a treasure token. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. It's insane. From AFR. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that costed stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but it also made a treasure token, right? So it's
Right.
like it's comparable. Yeah. It's a 1/4. It was a 1/4 too. Yeah, it's sick. That
Yeah,
card
no.
was insane. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
stupid.
signal. This is a signal. A signpost, whatever. This thing's open.
Yeah.
I mean, my
You
gosh.
play this in every single black deck.
I mean, this is
It's
just crazy.
insane.
He
Yeah.
can even sack himself to draw.
It's so good. It's just so
Yeah.
so good.
Super cute. You don't even have to tap it.
Yeah, if you've never responded to removal by drawing a card,
Woo.
it's so good.
Highly
highly
recommend.
Is
10
it
out of 10.
sorcery speed or no?
No,
No.
Oh, it's so
you
sick.
can just do it once each turn. One on their turn. One on your
Oh,
turn.
on their turn too? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. So
Block,
sick.
sack, draw a card. Amazing.
So sick.
That's also kind of gives me hope for that 2/2 guy that comes back. But
Yeah, next up we have Drown and Ichor, which is 1 and a black for a sorcery. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. Proliferate. This is mega premium removal. I have this at like a 7. Maybe like crossing the 8 line. Maybe, depending on how good Proliferate is. Yeah,
7.
it seems very strong.
7.
It's hyper efficient too.
yep, I could see this being the best removal in the set.
Yeah.
Woo.
Mhm. So cheap.
Feed the infection. 3 colorless and a black for a sorcery. You draw 3 cards. You lose 3 life. If your opponent's corrupted, each opponent loses 3 life. I give this like a 4. This is a lot of life. It's a lot of cards though.
Yeah.
My heart's telling me I'd rather play this than the 3 mana draw 2 lose 2.
Ooh man.
That's what my heart's telling
That
me.
one proliferates though.
No, that one just gives them
that
a
one gets a
poison counter.
poison
It doesn't
counter.
proliferate.
Oh
I heard
yeah, it doesn't
somewhere the first
proliferate. Yeah, poison
counter
counter.
matters
Yeah.
most, right? Is that true? I've heard
It
somewhere.
could. It could be. I said that's my hunch, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't think you want to just draw 2 cards and lose 2 life on turn 3 a lot of games, ever. Like, I think you'd rather develop the board and then do it later, and this is when they can also do later.
3 life's a lot of life though.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool that you get to nug your opponent though. That's kind of nice.
for how much?
3.
3
Oh, the same as you.
Yeah, it's pretty
This
nice.
is basically draw 3 cards. Then
Uh,
No, because you still lose it.
Yeah,
The
so do they.
just
Board
dead.
stays the same, baby. Nothing happened.
The other one could actually win you the game though if they're at 9
Yeah,
poison.
I'm gonna play the shit out of this card.
This
I
one
give
could
it
win
like a
you the
6.
game,
I
too,
love
if
this
they're-
card.
I'm gonna play it.
I'm gonna play
probably.
them both together. 3
that's
cards
fine.
in black for 4 mana. That's
Yeah.
obscene.
Normally, you have
lot.
to
We've
sacrifice
never seen that.
that kind of stuff, or
Yeah,
it's more life. So I mean, it's really nice. It's on a 4. It's gonna probably make
I've had 6.
I'll
That's
be in the
why.
middle at 5.
excellent.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Necrogen Communion. This is a colorless and a black for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. Enchant creature has Toxic 2. When enchanted creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control. This is like a 2. There's a lot of enchantment-based removal, so your thing might not always die. These cards are usually only good as instants. Toxic 2 is not a good enough stat. I feel like I could go on, but unless you really need Corrupted, it's a 2.
If a creature already has Toxic 1 and you put this on it, does it just have Toxic 2?
That has both.
Has both instances.
I'm pretty sure it gets 3 counters.
I'm betting it gives you you get. It's sort of like how slivers work with flanking 1, flanking 2, and stuff like that. Just
So
different.
you would get 3?
Yeah, you'd get 3. I think this
think
is
so.
better than it looks.
Huh. Yeah, I'm optimistic on this card. I'm gonna start off at 4.
Yeah.
Like you said, the first Toxic counter is the best one. Just slapping this on a 1-drop's pretty gross.
Yeah, I mean, this can get you instantly corrupt, right? But like,
it could
also
be.
this is like terrible. A lot of points in the game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a terrible top deck if you got nothing going on. I mean, everything's terrible.
I don't know. Like just slapping it on something if you know they don't have a
I was
removal
pretty
spell.
low on this, honestly, when I first read it, and then we kept talking through it a little
I'm
more.
probably at 4.
I think
I'm
it's
probably
actually
at 4.
more of like I think it's a 4. It just sucks it
Yeah.
doesn't have flash. If it had flash, this would be way better. It'd probably be like a 5, right?
I'm with you guys on like ways to cheese corrupted is good, but
Yeah.
just an artifact aura, I don't know, like an enchantment aura. I don't know if that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yep,
get you.
We'll see. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if you guys.
All right. Is it my turn? Yep. Right? Did you just go?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just went.
Oh, okay. Next up, we have Necrosquito, which is a terrible name, and I hate it. 3 and a black for a 0/0 Phyrexian insect with flying. Enters the battlefield with 2 oil counters on it. Necrosquito gets +1/+1 for each oil counter on it. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put an oil counter on it. Yeah, it's like a 6. This is the reason to go into oil.
I think it's good. It's like I'm pretty sure it's a 5. And then the more oil stuff you have, or just actually no, just
All the
buy
random proliferate
Actually,
stuff. Yeah.
builds itself, which it doesn't even
Yeah.
need more oil around it. It just keeps getting more oil creatures or oil counters on it.
Yeah,
nice.
proliferating though is like
Yeah,
really
this
broken
actually,
with
this is
this.
probably a
Yeah.
6. This guy's gonna be like way bigger than what you think. Most
He
of
could
the
be
time.
really scary. It's
Yeah,
like a
this
gurgling anointer.
6.
It's not even close.
It's not as good as
Anointer.
gurgling anointer, but yeah.
It's not even close to a gurgle.
Oh
Gurgling
no, it could
Anointer
be real
cost
scary.
2 and was better than this on turn 3.
Imagine playing that crappy 3 mana guy, red guy, and just putting 2 oil counters on this every turn. Is foul, right?
Then, so by turn 6, you have an above rate flyer.
By turn 6, you would have, yeah, it would be
6/6
like
flyer.
it would be a 6/6.
Yeah,
for
and
4.
above. So by
That's
turn 6,
insanely good. Yeah.
by
I
turn
don't
6,
know.
you'd have an
Yeah,
above
we got.
rate.
Yeah. What do you say, Ron?
5. I'm like, there's always these flyers that, like when you sack a creature, it gets a counter. When a creature you control dies, it gets a counter. They're not that good. Proliferate does make it better.
I'm ignoring that,
I'm
and
not
I'm
sold.
just focusing on the proliferate part.
I understand, but I still don't think it's that great. Like, because I think you're gonna have like 5 proliferate cards in your deck, maybe.
Yeah.
Nimraiser Paladin. It's a 4/4 for 4 mana. For 4 colorless and a black. It's a Phyrexian Knight creature with Toxic 2. When Nimraiser Paladin enters the battlefield, return target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. I just thought we just have this in another set. Does 3 mana values matter? This guy missed the set by 1. Oh man, he missed that set. This guy would have been really good in that. This guy is definitely like a 5, probably verging on a 6. It regrows a creature right away. That's pretty nice, and it goes to your hand.
Yep, I got him at 7. 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Good.
I would at 8. Yeah,
This guy's good.
it's better than premium removal.
Yep. Or it's at least on par with it, right?
It's there.
Yeah. That's like a perfect gauge of how we view Magic.
Yeah, that really is.
Just like depending on who you agree with on that one, it will tell you exactly who.
I
who you
feel
are
like
as a human being.
Andrew calling it a 5 is not at all how Andrew's going to value it in draft.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's egregiously, like, I don't know why he's calling it a 5.
Fives aren't getting cut from the deck, guys. Like, they're getting made to the deck. It's just like if there's something better than this in the pack, it's not going to be like picked as high.
So good.
Or it's not going to be like a first pickable kind of thing. I think 5
I think
mana.
it's very first pickable.
It's
I even
like-
think it's
It's like
splashable.
Bone Rattler.
I feel like
Vortek.
this thing.
This is like Vortek Loki.
I'm
Yeah.
almost certain this format's going to be super aggressive. Just looking at it, I mean, there's so many low to the ground creatures that are just doing.
If it is, then this is so good, right?
Is it?
Because it costs 5.
Yeah.
It costs 5 and
Because
does.
5, but it's still like, yeah, that's so good. It's a Gravedigger.
I mean, I'm not cutting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should never have one of these in your deck if you're valuing it at 5. You should never, no, because you'll never value it high enough to actually pick it in a draft.
I'll pick it in a draft. I mean, it's going to go into the dregs, right? Like, we're
Yeah.
probably getting this like 6th or 7th pick, right?
Absolutely not. I would be shocked if I saw this 7.
Okay.
Top
Alrighty.
3, 4.
Flash it to you when I pick at 9th pick.
Okay, please do.
All right.
Rapid
What's
Necro Titan, 2 colorless and 2 black for a Phyrexian Horror, 6/6. Corrupted. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice a creature unless an opponent has 3 or more poison counters. So it's 6/6 for 4. You get to sack something else unless your opponent's corrupted. 5.
I'm probably at like a 6 on this. These cards are always a trap, but if you can get corrupted pretty reliably, this is pretty good.
You have to get
Pretty
it by
good.
turn 4 to make it extremely good, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if that's doable, then this is pretty nutty. But
I think it's kind of weird that you're wanting to go super corrupted or toxic early with a guy who doesn't have toxic himself. Like, it's really
that's what the corrupted payoffs look like to me.
yeah.
Like
it's
you're really gonna have to figure out the balance of like payoffs to
yeah.
enablers that you need. It's gonna be tough to figure.
It's gonna be a
that
little
out day
wonky
one.
for a while. Yeah, I like these. I mean, these guys are traditionally like this guy's better than the other guys who've been around, like Haunted Wampus and things like that. I don't know. This guy's a 5.
Yep.
Big stats.
The 2 for 1 yourself for dummies.
Next up, we have Scheming Aspirant, which is 1 and a black for a 1/3 Phyrexian Advisor. Whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2. This is sick. This is like an 8 for me.
guy
Like, I
looks-
love this card.
He looks
I
so
love this
freaking
guy.
shifty. I just don't know why this freaking.
I love his
really
aesthetic. It's very strong.
He's
It's
got
a
a
very strong aesthetic.
oh my gosh!
You know what it reminds me of, Loki? Like, just to derail this entire thing. You remember that Indiana Jones movie where he like rips that dude's heart out?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Temple of Doom. Is that what it is? That scared me as a kid, but that's what this guy reminds
It's
me
like
of. Yeah.
Dr. Evil and Mr. Bigglesworth.
Oh,
You
he's
know,
so
he's just
sick.
like this
He's
is so good.
horrifying.
He's-
Love
this
him.
guy's so nasty.
8 out of 10. What do you
This
guys
is great.
thought?
He's a 7 for me.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
at 7. Draining for 2 is super good.
With
Yeah,
no
it's so
no
good.
activation other than just doing stuff you're already wanting to do anyways.
Not a once per turn either, boys.
Yep.
Taylor
And it's a 4 worth of stats for a 2 drop. Like a 1/3 for 2 is
Yeah,
fine.
that's good.
I'm
Yeah.
inverting this guy. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Sheldred's Edict. So it's an instant. It's a cost 1 and a black, and you get to choose one. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature, or each opponent sacrifices a creature token, or each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker. Congratulations. I'm entertained. Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. This is one of the best edicts I've ever seen printed, right? Like, my goodness, I want to give it a 7 just because it's the best one I've ever seen in this vein. But I think it's a 6, but I mean, my gosh.
Yep, I'm at a 6. I think the fact that you can make him second non-token is
Oof.
good. Planeswalker is going to be relevant sometimes, and what it is going to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is almost there. I'm at a 5. I'm at a 5.
Yeah, wow.
Next up, we have Vat Emergence. This is kind of weird that Wizard of the Coast is still supporting Rick and Morty, but 4 colorless and a black for a sorcery. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Proliferate from a graveyard, so your opponent's graveyard too. I think it's solid. I like it. It's a 6.
Yeah, I have it at 6, possibly 7. I love it. I do love it. The proliferate too. Just jam it on there.
Yeah, I really like this too. I always like it when you can steal something from an opponent's graveyard. That is just always good times. 6.
Mega cute. Next up, we have Vat of Rebirth, which is 1 mana, 1 black mana for an artifact. Whenever another artifact or creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put an oil counter on it, tap, remove for 3 mana, tap, remove 4 oil counters from it, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate as a sorcery. I'm not in for this one. I'm gonna give it like a 3 to start out with.
I could tell Roby was gonna give this a super low thing. He just kept reading it and was like, "I'm getting tired of this card."
I hate
I'm
it.
tired of the card as well. 3.
It's got too much text. Right?
Isn't this like
the
what
art?
you
What
want
is
to
even the art? The art
proliferate?
is terrible.
It's just a vat.
It's a vat.
It's a
Yeah,
vat.
it looks like a helmet. I don't like it.
Isn't like
like
this
it.
is a super good proliferate payoff? Like to pay 3
4.
and just return anything from your graveyard to the battlefield?
Think
4
about how
oil
much
counters is a
setup
lot.
costs that costs.
And it doesn't have an oil
First
counter.
of all, it gets 0 to begin with.
Yeah.
So you have to have 4 things die. You have to have at least 1 to get it even started. Yeah, no, this card's terrible.
I
This is
disagree.
unplayable. This, I changed my mind. This is a 1. This is super
Damn.
unplayable. Yeah.
I disagree. I think it's a 5. I think it's.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it's bad late, but like on turn 1, it's kind of insane.
It just feels bad at all times. It's not fueling itself immediately. Not at least start off with
This
1.
is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
counters.
It's worth it, right? Like 3 mana to get your like thing back that they killed is worth it. And like your thing that they killed is already putting 1 counter on.
I feel like I'm gonna
That's
spend
not
way
good.
more mana setting this up than I would just playing the card before this and just getting the creature back to the to the battlefield.
I'm gonna see my opponent play this, and I'm gonna be like, "All right, I have a buy this round." like
No. This is like
literally.
loops. There's
They'll
like
have it
loops
on
that make
turn
this
1,
easy.
and I'll be like, "Sick." Okay, I got
I'm
it.
sure there's loops. I'm sure
There's
there's
loops that make this easy to do. I don't
there's
know.
always combos and sets. I mean, but how many times are they really that effective?
This is like your colossal sky turtle combo, but like
No, that fueled
3
itself.
cards.
That literally fueled it.
No, it was a 2 card combo. This one's a 3, right?
Yeah, 2-card combos are much. That guy
You
was
need a sack outlet, you need a recursive dude, and you need this.
play
I
it.
hate it.
Please play it.